Every day, people discover strange things that have been under our noses all along. Some of these discoveries are scientifically enlightening, some are bone-chilling, and others are just downright weird. But one thing is for certain, the more we find and uncover, the more we know there is to be found. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will be diving deep into 3 recent discoveries. The Rhodope Skull. The main part of the Rhodope mountain range lies in Bulgaria, with around 20% spilling over the border into Greece. The mountains themselves are absolutely stunning, with luscious greenery covering the countless river gorges that are a prominent feature of the area. As an ecological and cultural crossroad between Europe, Asia, and the Mediterranean, the Rhodope Mountains are extremely biodiverse. Many species, ranging from big bears to small squirrels, call the range their home. But what if we told you that, over 1,000 years ago, the Rhodope Mountains were home to some less conventional creatures, shall we say? In 2001, a man named Roman Genshev came across something truly bizarre whilst hiking in the Rhodope Mountains. Roman lived in Plovdiv, the cultural centre of Bulgaria just north of the mountains, a city which, thousands of years ago, was part of the ancient Greek Empire. But whether the discovery was actually so coincidental is our first mystery. Roman claimed that he had been experiencing extremely vivid dreams for some time prior to his mysterious discovery, and he felt as if somebody had been guiding him towards it. It was like Roman had made a connection with something supernatural. He claimed that the dreams had guided him to a spot where figures in strange silver dresses gathered in the Rhodope Mountains. Lo and behold, upon venturing up there, he found something truly bizarre. Just a little way below the ground's surface, Roman saw something hard and beige-coloured. After clearing away the mud, the object revealed itself. It was a skull, but not just any old skull. The skull that Roman found was truly bizarre. It resembled no known creature and looked severely deformed. The front of the skull was inverted, very flat, and the nose, mouth, and eye sockets looked markedly different to anything that a human or animal would possess. The eyes were large, pointing diagonally upwards. The mouth was thin and short, with 2 cavities either side of it. The nose drew into the mouth, and the top of the skull lent itself to holding a rather large brain. Researchers and archaeologists alike were completely baffled. They had never seen anything like this before, and, in fact, could not even link the skull to any prehistoric beings that may have been fossilized. The skull weighed around 500 grams, and next to it, a small piece of metal weighing nearly a kilo was also discovered. However, after more research and even more bemusement, the project was unofficially called off in 2002. To this day, nobody quite knows what the dreams that Roman experienced really meant, or how they guided him to the Rhodope skull. It must be said that this is one of few occasions where scientists have come together and agreed that an extraterrestrial being may be responsible for this truly strange relic. The disappearance of Rosalind Balingal. Rosalind Balingal was born in 1948 in northern Rhodesia to British parents, but her family moved to live in South Africa, living for a short time in Johannesburg. By 1968, Rosalind was studying speech and drama at the University of Cape Town. In August 1969, she was staying with 2 friends in Nisa Forest, when she walked off and never returned. She was known to be a hippie and allegedly the high priestess in a group that referred to themselves as the Cosmic Butterfly. Her disappearance sparked a 2-week-long search, which proved to be fruitless, although it did bring up some other interesting information. There was an unidentified body discovered in the search, police files went missing, and there have since been some unconfirmed sightings of Rosalind around the place where she used to live, in the Devotokant area of Cape Town. Albert Grundling of the Department of History at Stellenbosch University said the following: "She was a marginal figure on the fringes of society. Yet, as an observer, she also provided a lens through which wider developments could be observed." Albert became aware of Rosalind's story after a guide had mentioned her to him and his wife while touring the Nisa forest. He then saw a picture of her from the Scope magazine back at the Barrydale Hotel. This piqued his curiosity, and he began to conduct his own research. He travelled to the local library and began to dig through old documents relating to the case. In the 1980s, the police officially declared Rosalind dead, and the search was called off. One theory is that she may have taken her own life. Grundling's research led him on a path to discover that Rosalind was a striking figure physically, but described as being insecure, depressed, and neurotic, and obsessed with the end of the world. Exactly what happened to Rosalind still remains a mystery, but her case still continues to intrigue researchers to this day. The Mount Everest Ghost Sightings. Climbing Mount Everest is synonymous with feats of physical and mental strength and determination, requiring months of preparation. However, as one of the world's most unforgiving mountains, storms and avalanches can leave climbers vulnerable to the elements and overwhelm them without warning. Not without reason, then. The mountain is said to be the resting place of over 100 bodies and is referred to as the world's highest cemetery. Over the years, it has played host to various supernatural incidents, ranging from the casual ghost to malicious entities vying for a way into the soul. One theory behind these sightings, especially popular amongst the Sherpas, a native Nepalese group that live around Mount Everest, is that the Himalayan region is of religious significance, and that disrespect for the mountains has led to an accumulation of bad karma, which has given rise to spirits who haunt the mountain. Another more scientific explanation suggests that these events are simply caused by the lack of oxygen and colder temperatures at higher altitudes, which can affect the brain's ability to discern what is real and what is a figment of the imagination. This line of thought therefore deems such supernatural occurrences as mere hallucinations. Perhaps one of the most terrifying events was when a ghost reportedly tried to possess some of the residents of Bemni, a local Himalayan village. One of the witnesses, Mohan Singh, was confronted by the spirit while chopping wood. The spirit took the form of a human initially, but during their altercation, it would grow to 9 feet tall before dropping down to the size of a chicken. Shortly after this sighting, Singh came down with a fever and believed to be possessed by the spirit. He immediately sought help in the form of an exorcism conducted by a Hindu priest. To this day, the villagers still report being possessed frequently, especially during important events such as weddings or funerals. With that said, it is not all doom and gloom when it comes to the supernatural spirits of the Himalayas. There have been several paranormal incidents in which the ghosts have actually been helpful, even going as far as to display a touch of patriotism. One such event occurred in 1975 when climbers Dougal Haston and Doug Scott sensed that a third climber was near them whilst being hounded by the elements one night. The ghost offered support and much-needed hope for the struggling climbers, who had run out of oxygen and food. After their ordeal, they both affirmed that without the friendly ghost's help, they would never have made it through the night. Everest may be a desolate place, but are you ever really alone there? Mountains are incredible wonders of nature, both beautiful and ominous in equal measure. One thing to be remembered, however, is that Mother Nature, on mountains especially, is not always kind, and that it is always best to be prepared for any eventuality, no matter how strange.